Hi. Today, I want to talk to you guys about change and why it's so important. Change is important for many different reasons, but mainly psychologically and financially. And by psychologically, I mean less depression, a more self-confidence and whatnot. Necessity fuels change 99% of the time. And by necessity, I mean when things have to change, when things have to happen, when there's no other way. Basically, your back is against the wall and, you have to make change. For example, a near-death experience. I've had near-death experiences with some car accidents, amongst other situations. Everybody that I've known that had a near-death experience, whether it's a car accident or anything else for that matter, their life has changed. Their life has changed because they appreciate life. They appreciate spending time with their loved ones. They appreciate giving the time, because the time is something that you cannot get back or give back. Me included, think of life in a more of a beautiful way. It's not just something that I do every day. It's not I get up and that's it and I'm living life. No, it's not, because I appreciate the people around me. I appreciate my loved ones, my friends. They've all been good to me, and that's important to me. Sometimes a financial calamity, some sort of unforeseen circumstances in the financial sector, such as you got in a car accident, such as you might have lost your job, such as you might have had some money and fucked it off. You might have a vice or a problem of some kind that is causing you to live paycheck to paycheck, or to kind of be broke more often than not. So, and sometimes you lose your job. Sometimes, you get put in a situation where you may not have the equivalent income coming in. Then what do? I've been in situations, and I know many people that have been in situations that have been in a financial calamity, and then their significant other leaves them because, their reasons are, they can't take it, or a bunch of arguments, or whatever, or they get to saying like they don't want to struggle love, or they don't want to, as if love is some sort of perfect situation that comes out of the movies or a fairy tale. Depression. Sometimes, people change when they want to work out. They want to get out of whatever apartment or whatever situation or situationship that they are in, because they are depressed. Maybe he or she is verbally abusive. Maybe they don't like seeing cockroaches sometimes crawl around their stuff. Maybe, they live in the hood and want to hurry up and get out of there. Maybe they see themselves as fat and ugly, so they want to work out and get their body together, or diet. Maybe, their relationship is failing. And I want to speak on that. A side note real fast, a little detour. Don't wait until the relationship is over or almost over, or you're mentally checked out, to go work out. Try to work out, and then you can even play it on something along the lines of like, instead of making it their fault, just say something like, I kind of noticed you not touching me as often, or I kind of noticed that I haven't been getting much of your attention that often, so I'm going to try to work out. Maybe I look ugly to you now, maybe I look fat to you now, so I want to work out, and I want to get it back in gear, and get your rear in gear, so to speak, and see if that may have been the problem. Don't wait until it's over and then start working out for the next man or the next woman. Work out for the person that you're with. Some people have health problems. Some people, get bad news from the doctor saying that they may have cancer, or they may have some sort of illness that is untreatable. They may have, some hereditary issues. They may have had a heart attack. They may have to go through some surgery. Sometimes there is a health concern. And then what do? You have to change your diet. You have to change something about your life, because something about your life has caused you to be in the position that you're in. Whether it's things that you're using, such as products, or do you smoke, or, who knows? There's innumerable amount of things that it could be. And then you may be asking, well, Raphael, how can I change without any of these things happening to me? You came to the right place today, because you're going to find out. You can possibly set some goals. Set a bunch of small goals. They don't have to be months down the line, even if it's go to the gym 3 times this week. And then write down things that you're doing. So a lot of times it's easier to budget, it's easier to diet, it's easier to accomplish goals sometimes when you write them down, because you can see it. It is in your face, you're reading it, you're seeing it. Put it somewhere on a whiteboard, put it somewhere where, you can see it every single day. That's another important thing. Don't put something in your pocket. Don't set alarms. Well, you can set alarms, but it's best just to see it. You'll see it, and then you'll be like, oh, okay, I gotta go. I gotta do this. I gotta do that. And not necessarily that you're guilting yourself into doing it, but you writing it down and putting it up front somewhere where you're gonna see every day is gonna put it in your consciousness or your subconsciousness. And you'll be able to keep that in mind more often. Because everybody looks in the mirror, everybody gets up, everybody does all that. So you could put it somewhere along the lines of in your bathroom, on your wall, somewhere. Don't wait for acknowledgement. Don't wait for acknowledgement from anybody to tell you that your body is looking right, or you can tell you've been dieting. You just look happier. Don't wait for acknowledgement, because sometimes you'll wait forever. Some people aren't going to be acknowledging, your wins. You need to acknowledge your wins. That's why it's good for you to write it down, because you could check it off. You can, create a list of accomplished goals. So first it'll be a to-do list of goals. And then after a little while, you'll just keep checking them and checking them and checking them. And then you can see your progress from that time. And that'll motivate you to continue. Something that I do is I let people know maybe a next goal of mine, or one that I'm actively working on. And you don't have to tell them when you complete it. If they're around the time when you're completing them, then that, let them know. Sometimes, people aren't around when you're doing it or whatever, because you're super locked in. Tell your girlfriend, tell your boyfriend a little something. If they're not the encouraging type, then just mention it one time. Or if they're the discouraging type, then don't tell them. But, some people say don't tell anybody, because some people aren't going to encourage you. Some people may discourage you. Some people may give discouraging comments because they would never try it. But I like to tell people, because once I complete it, and let's say they can see it, or let's say something, they're gonna be like, oh man, I remember when you was telling me. And then you like, oh yeah, I make it happen, man. I'm the type of person that does what I say, especially with goals and whatnot. Of course, sometimes you can't for unforeseen circumstances. You can't for some unforeseen circumstances, such as financial calamities, or other things from earlier, like what I'm talking about. So, these are just some of the things and tactics that I do when it comes to change. Of course, this isn't all. This is just a quick little video, a quick little, possibly some words of encouragement to anybody who's out there trying. Keep trying. Keep going, man. Follow your dreams. You can make it. All right, man. That's enough for today. Gotta get my square ass to work.